If you are somebody who finds yourself in the same sort of romantic relationship over and over and over, and it falls apart again, over and over and over, today I want to talk about one of the reasons why this might be happening. Hi, my name is Natea Rose. Welcome back to my channel. I have been noodling on this for a pretty considerable amount of time, but especially the past few days, it's been really heavy on my awareness, and I wanted to talk about it. If you have a man who is dying of hunger and you put a feast in front of him, or a woman, or a non-binary person, they're gonna eat it. They're not going to stop and assess, wait, is this food safe? Is this food the most nutritious thing I could be putting into my body? Is this enough food? They're going to consume it. If the food makes them sick, but there is still a steady offering of food, they're going to continue to eat it 9 times out of 10, because the feeling of any sort of fullness is better than the feeling of being completely empty. In my experience, this is what it is like for somebody who is starved for attention, affection, and love when they are entering the dating world from a place of unawareness. Hi, I've done this. And on the flip side, if by some chance the universe sends you somebody who is actually available, who is actually able to give you the kind of care and respect and attention that you have always given to others, and you've never met it for the first time, nope. If you've never encountered this before, you are probably going to turn into a taker. And you may not stop to evaluate, wait, is this somebody that I actually feel something for? Or is what they're giving me making me feel so good, because hello, dying of starvation, that I'm just not going to question it. I'm going to take what I can get while I can, because I don't know when I'm going to find this again. There is no shame or blame here. We don't need to guilt ourselves. But we really need to have awareness. And if you've done this, it's okay. You're not a bad person. You're human, and you're taking what you can get. You're feeding yourself the only way you know how. But if this is you, and I found myself in a situation like this not too terribly long ago, all you can do is own up to it. Maybe sit him down and say, hey, I'm really sorry. I messed up. Because at the end of the day, you have to be able to grow your own food. And what I mean by this is you have to be the one who can sustain yourself. Sorry if that's really loud. There's kiddos playing, and there's also scrabbling from a very large squirrel up there. Anyways, you're not a bad person, first of all. When you are trying to navigate the world of romantic relationships, when you have relational trauma, you may be learning things out of order. You may have to learn the same lesson again and again and again before it takes. And you may have never come across the idea, or rather how to execute this idea, this concept of being able to feed yourself first. Especially when those days or nights hit when you just want to be held. You just need touch. You need somebody with you. And that is hard. That is an uncomfortable feeling, and it is so hard to sit with that. And so it's kind of like shopping at a convenience store. You're gonna go and you're just gonna grab whatever's available. Yes, it may be very bad for you, and it may make you feel really bad later, but it's going to make the cravings and the pain go away. And it takes a lot of sustained effort and a lot of discipline to be able to say, okay, I can't necessarily satisfy this craving right now in a way that is going to be good for me. So what I am going to do is turn to whatever toolkits I have and utilize that. If you need a hug, can you have a weighted blanket? Can you call a friend? Can you call a family member? If you have a well-resourced community, romantic love is not the only place to find genuine human closeness and connection. Start, if you can, and if you're comfortable with this, start showing up in your friendships a little bit more whole and embodied and getting what you need from that. Like, diversify your sources of income, essentially, like affection income, so to speak. But then you also need to cultivate your own garden. What are the things that you can do that make you feel whole and safe and loved for yourself? Is that going to be a book? Is that going to be cooking yourself a good meal? Is that going to be growing a literal garden? Coming up with these tools for yourself and giving yourself the space and developing the self-control to slow down and be able to be really discerning about what you're taking in for yourself. Hi, friend. It is going to go such a long way in building up your own reserve so that when you are going out into the world, you are not seeking from a place of desperation. You are seeking from a place of internal wholeness and wealth so that you can consume quality, so that you can pick the people that are actually good for you. And when and if those things don't work out, you are resourced enough to say no and to walk away and find somebody who is. Have you drank enough water today? I haven't. That's why I have that. Please drink water. It's really good for you. Okay. I'm feeling really called to mention this for somebody. Sex is not love. I don't care how good they are in the bedroom. If they treat your heart like crap, they do not deserve access to your body. I don't care how many orgasms they give you. Competency in the bedroom does not translate to competency in relationships. What I'm not talking about here is shaming or blaming like mutual consensual bedroom buddies who like, that's your agreement, that's what you're there for. Like, no, get it. You'll know if what I'm saying is for you. Because believe me, babe, we've all been there. We've all fell for that. And I know that everybody says this, and you may be very tired of hearing it. I know I was, when everybody was like, you just need to give it to yourself. Like, stop pursuing the one. Honey, you are the one. And there was a time in my life when hearing that just made me want to, like, put my head through a wall. Because when you are so trapped in a scarcity mindset, and when you have such a deep-rooted belief that the only way that you're going to get what you need is through another person, it is really threatening for somebody to keep telling you, no, that's wrong. Scarcity and lack are very, very strong emotions and very strong fears, and they're everywhere. We grow up in an overculture that teaches us that genuine connection and community and intimacy is scarce. And that isn't true. It's not necessarily like falling from the sky, but it is there if you are willing to look for it. And I know this has been true for myself. I have so many times overlooked when somebody was offering me that because it wasn't exactly what I was looking for, or because it wasn't what I was wired to see. When you are wired to be so hypersensitive to rejection and disconnection and discordance, it can be really hard to pick up on harmony, on small acts of kindness, on when somebody is genuinely available and holding space for you in their lives. So I would challenge you to look around and see where you might be missing this too. Because romantic love is not the end-all be-all. It can be really nice. It's a great complement to an already full life, and it can give you and teach you so much. I'm not denying that. But it doesn't need to be on the pedestal that we put it on. So, what I am inviting you to do is slow down and look around you, because I am willing to bet that there are people, or even just like the stray neighborhood cat, who likes you and who wants to give you affection. Oh, the sun just came out. Oh, that's so nice. There are opportunities for it. So what story are you telling yourself? What narrative are you choosing to participate in that tells you that either it's not there or you're not worthy of it and you can't have it? Because those are just stories, my love, and you can tell yourself something different. All right. I think that's all for today. Yeah, I think that's it. It's really beautiful out here. I'm sitting underneath this tree that I grew up under, and it's just a really lovely day. And I'm soaking it in. And I'm hoping that you're having a lovely day and that you're soaking it in. And if not, then I hope that you're going to take really good care of yourself in whatever way that you can. Anyways, I love you guys so much. It was so nice to chat with you. And I will see you again very soon. Bye.